Hi everyone, it's me, Beatty Kelly Sunflower. So I thought I'd hop on today and do a side-by-side comparison of the Afro Goddess Arcanas deck. So this one here is the indie deck, and this is the first one that was done on Kickstarter about 5 years ago, I think. And this is the mass market one. This one's been published by US Games. Okay, so the mass market version comes in the box, and the indie version came in this nice red bag. The indie one, it was signed by Andrea Vertex. So let's just look at the mass market one first. So you get this kind of like world map, you get a guidebook, the cards out, they're a lot smaller than the indie version. Let's read the back of the box. Spiritual storyteller and visionary artist Andrea Vertex created the Afro Goddess Tarot Athena to offer an enlightened viewpoint for diverse readers. She has designed the 80 cards with vibrant colours, a blend of ancient and modern symbolism, and a wide array of melanated skin tones. The cards are printed on holographic paper with gold gilded edges. The exuberant deck realigns the traditional historic structures of a more positive, accessible, inclusive, and oh my tongue is so twisted, and transformative tarot experience. The full colour illustrated 108 guidebook presents thought-provoking messages from the goddess, along with a wisdom from the ancestors to inspire today's modern spiritual journey towards their best self. The set includes 80 cards with gilded edges and a 108-page guidebook, and it's by US Games. So this is the guidebook. Now, if I can remember, I think that the indie deck has got 79 cards, but I can't be certain. But this is the guidebook for the indie deck, and these are the cards. So I'm going to put the cards aside while I first of all compare the books. So the indie guidebook has, it's not numbered, the pages. I'm not quite sure how many. Oh, is it numbered? No, the pages aren't numbered. But I do remember that the print was quite difficult to read in some parts. So let's just put them side by side. Oh, look at the difference. I like the paper on the mass market deck. It's got like a sepia colour. Sometimes for me, when the page is too bright and the ink is black, sometimes it's a bit hard for me to read. So where it's got here for a tarot deck for the melanated goddess, it's more clearly written in the mass market deck, and it's got a picture of the Three of Cups, but it's the same kind of writing, but this is more easy to read. This has got different fonts on it and quite dodgy on the eyes. Let's have a look. So the major arcana, so it gives you a card spread. Okay, so let's have a look at the layout of the cards. So in the mass market version, it's got a colour picture of the card, and it's just written really, really clearly. I don't know if it's the same amount of writing. I think it is the same amount of writing, but it's just on a bigger font, and it's got a colour picture. But it looks like some of these things continue. So whereas on the mass market, it's giving you a separate page for each meaning with the major arcana, with the mass market deck, it continues. So the full finishes like a quarter of the way up or 2/3 of the way up. It's just a continuation of the cards. Let me see how the minor arcana is dealt with. Let's the same way. Well, the minor arcana actually gives you a page per card. Let me see what it's like in the indie version. It gives you a page per card. So I think I prefer the mass market book only because the font is big and it's got a colour picture for each card. It also talks about the author, which I don't think it does in the mass market deck, if I can remember. So in the indie deck, it doesn't. Okay, but in the mass market deck book, it talks about the author, Andrea Fairtex. I would have liked to have seen a content page in this guidebook, because I like to be able to go to the contents page and look at what I need, but this one hasn't got a content page, and I don't think it gives reverse. Oh, it does. It does give reverse meanings in this deck, but it's kind of not obvious, if you know what I mean, in the book. Okay, let's have a look at the cards now. Now, let's open this one up. So they have different backs, but this is the original deck that I got on Kickstarter. And look at the size difference. And when you think about it, really, I think this was about £20 on Amazon.uk. And this was about £41, $50. If I compare the indie deck to a regular RWS card, you can see it's like an oracle size. If I compare the mass market version to an RWS deck, it's the same width. It's just you know, just about an inch or so shorter. If I compare the mass market deck to a pocket size tarot deck, so this is the pocket size Centennial deck, you can see again it's a lot bigger than a pocket size. So it's kind of like bigger than a pocket but smaller than a tarot card, or shorter than a tarot card. Now I love this edging on the indie version. Can you see? I've shuffled the hell out of this deck, and the edging and the gilding still held it up. It looks like they've done a similar kind of edging on the mass market deck. They've tried to get it almost similar, because the indie deck is like, it's got like a buttery feel, whereas the mass market deck is more of a matte feel, and it's got kind of like a holographic kind of feel to it. Okay, so let's have a look at these cards. So the indie deck has got like a black border. The mass market deck has got like a is borderless. It's just got the name of the archetype and the number, whereas the indie deck hasn't got the number. Also, as well, if you look closely, this seems to be kind of the sack in her hand in the mass market deck is really close to the edge, whereas in the indie version there's a kind of a bit of a space. But apart from that, it's kind of like almost the same. I think the indie deck is more kind of vibrant, in my opinion, but the artwork is very, very similar. But it looks like on the indie deck, because it's a bigger card, you've got more of the picture. Like, for example, this plant here, you get more on the indie deck than the mass market deck, because it's a smaller size. But I think the indie deck is more vibrant. What do you think? Well, it's a big colour difference to me. And also the font is different as well on the mass market kind of version. Oops, today's I've taken too many off. Can you see that on the mass market version her hair's been chopped off a bit here at the side, whereas on the indie deck she's got her hair's fuller, so there is a bit of like chopping off. Let's tear it. Can you see again, like the hair at the top, it's been like cut off. If you look at the indie deck, you've got more of her hair there. It's not good, is it? It's the Hermit. See, this is perfectly aligned. Oh dear, I've taken more than one card off. So this is the Hanged One. I like the way that the tree is shaped like an arc. It's beautiful. See, some of the cards fit perfectly, but again, some of the edge in here has been removed. The Devil. Okay, so they've changed the Tower card. Interesting. I like them both, actually. They're both nice. Haven't got a preference. I think this is more in line with the Rider-Waite-Smith kind of look, but I also like this one as well because the whole of the tower's on fire there. It's the Star card. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. And the World. So in the major arcana it looks like it's just the Tower card that's been changed. So this deck here is 80, the mass market, and the indie deck is 79 cards. So there's an extra card somewhere. So they've both got the Supreme card. Okay, but the Universe, Nova Universe, is not in the original indie version. So that's where the extra card comes from, making it 80. So Suit of Swords. Again, slight differences. The writing is smaller and more kind of, well, different font on the mass market, but on the indie version you've got the number there and then you've got the suit down the bottom. It's just slight different. Three of Swords. It's very, very similar. It's just the writing. They're very different, aren't they, in terms of like boldness and stuff. And that's the Ten of Swords. So moving on to the court card, you've got the Daughter of Swords, which is traditionally the page. The Sons are the Knights. The Goddesses are the Queens. Isn't he handsome? And the Gods are the Kings. So moving on to the Suit of Wands. I do like the Navonish. You know, I'm a Navonish person. Two of Wands. 3. That's 4 of Wands. Can you see the vibrancy though in the indie deck? It's more vibrant. This one's not as vibrant. So 6, 7, 8 of Wands. It's 9 of Wands. And 10 of Wands. I love the Page's hairstyle. The Knight or the Sun. See, the Goddess of Wands, which is traditionally the Queen of Wands, she could also be the Sun card in my opinion. But look at those beautiful sunflowers and the lovely black cat. And the King. I love how all the archetypes have nice prominent lips. So moving on to the Suit of Cups. So they are kind of very Rider-Waite-Smith. Oops, what's this? The 4 of Cups. Oh dear, I'm getting a bit in a tiddle here. Are they sticking together, or is it just my nails that are a hindrance? I really like this 4 of Pentacles. I like that she's got her earrings are kind of like pentacles. It's beautiful. This one, there's no church, just one person. No people with injuries or foot challenges. Okay, so this is the comparison of the indie and the mass market deck. Now, in terms of pairing this deck, I wouldn't pair this deck with anything because I've already got the Lenormand deck to the indie version, and I'd probably use it with that. But it's a bigger size. But I think this is okay as a standalone deck, and because the artwork is quite unique, it'd be quite difficult to pair Andrea's work, in my opinion. I hope this gilding wears up the same way as the indie deck, because I've had that deck for 5 years. Let me see how these cards shuffle. Oh, they shuffle beautiful. I actually like this size, you know, because it's in between, well, it's bigger than a pocket, but smaller than a tarot size. It's quite a nice size. I mean, my hands are quite medium size, so I don't mind either small or large cards. These shuffle very, very smoothly. Oh, look at that gilding thing there. I think they'd be good to pop in your bag, you know, as a on-the-go deck. But the box is a bit big for that, I guess, so I might have to find a small bag to put them in. So what are my first impressions? As everyone knows who knows me, this is one of my staple decks, the Afro Goddess deck. I think I prefer the indie version though, only because the cards are more brighter or more bolder than the mass market version. I do think that there was a kind of version like this that came out in indie, but I've only got the original version. I use this deck all the time, so I don't know what else to say, but it's nice to have it in this kind of size. It hasn't got the same buttery feel, though, as the original indie deck, in my opinion. And obviously the backs are different because I've got the older ones, but it is a nice deck. It's I wouldn't say it's inclusive because it's only melanated, and I think that it's only emphasizing one race, so it's not inclusive. But it's good for people who like to have decks that look like them. But I don't know what else to say because I've got this deck already. It's a beautiful deck. It's a well-used deck in my collection. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. I will add links to the mass market deck in the description bar, should anybody be interested. Bye for now.